time I save $1.
Every time.
Now there is a tool made for you. Introducing Savings Catcher from Walmart. It compares prices to top stores in your area. If there's a lower advertised price, Walmart will give you the difference on an e-gift card.
Oh, money!
For a limited time, get 2 times the Savings Catcher reward dollars when you redeem to your Bluebird card.
Every penny counts.
Yep. Join the millions of people saving money with Savings Catcher. Go to walmart.com/Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Big storms still rolling their way through the east. Look at all this tree damage. This is from Madison County, Alabama. Trees coming down on power lines, on top of homes, on top of cars. And these are big trees. Look at that car. Just absolutely crushed. Hopefully nobody was inside that car as that tree came down, because my goodness, that would have been just a terrible situation. It's really not too hard to see the trampolines flipped. You don't need that much wind, believe it or not. Those things take off because of their surface area, but lots of damage for fences, for homes, and lots of tree cleanup to go. And how about this? Unfortunately here, a 75-year-old woman was crushed by a tree in Alabama. The town of Dora. Shirley Hicks was crushed when a tree fell on her mobile home. Her husband was injured and rushed to the hospital, and we actually haven't heard back from that hospital to know about his condition right now. Volunteer firefighters who tried to help save Hicks were visibly upset after her death.
I tried everything I could to get her out, but there was a tree on top of her.
So I ran up in there, and he said his wife was entrapped, so I started looking for her, and I seen her legs laying there, and I told him I couldn't help her. There wasn't really nothing I could do for her except try to get her out.
We lost a good lady in our community. She done everything she could to help people.
That's just a tough situation. Kim, over to you.
That is heartbreaking, just heartbreaking. And we want to make sure everybody is aware there's the potential for maybe trees coming down over the next 12 hours with this storm system. We're going to show you now the radar, and look at this mess through Alabama. I wouldn't travel through Alabama if you paid me. Big mess right now, a lot of heavy rain and even severe storms, and now a tornado warning in effect here in the Florida Panhandle, just to the west of Crestview, east of Pensacola. We talked about these storms coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. This one now showing signs of a little bit of rotation, and you can see the line of storms right through here and the possibility of maybe a tornado right down in this area here. So if you live in these counties, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa County, this is for you. You need to get to your shelter now. The lowest level of your home, interior room. You got to stay away from the windows too. And you can see right there we do have a little bit of a couplet between the red and the green right in this area. That's indicating that circulation in this area. The green towards the red away, and you get that circulation, and possibly you get a tornado touchdown with this. So take this serious. We're seeing rotation with this, and we're going to see this through the night. This may be the beginning of another round of severe storms happening here over the next several hours. So right now, this severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning in effect. If you're in Floridale, take cover now. Munson gets there by 12:42. Peden by 12:57. These storms are coming in from the Gulf, heading northward. So don't be shocked that they're coming in from the south towards the north. And eventually this may be heading up into Alabama, maybe into southwestern Georgia. So again, tornado warning in effect now. Again, we may start to see more and more warnings coming out as some of the upper level energy is now coming into play as well. Hamilton, Marion, and Sequatchie County, severe thunderstorm warning continues here. This line capable of producing maybe 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. So if you live in Chattanooga, good morning. I know you just went to bed a little bit ago, but some big storms moving through, a lot of lightning and the possibility of strong winds with this as well. Now we're going to put it into motion. We could see some storms coming into Atlanta over the next couple of hours, and then the actual line itself with the front coming in maybe during the latter part of the morning, and then we're done by tomorrow afternoon. So now the cooler air will start to come into the area. We'll start watching though the Carolinas into eastern Georgia, northern Florida for the potential through the day of severe storms. Here's our forecast. In the red is where we're concerned about the severe weather threat. Mark, the Midwest, though, may see some of these storms as well.
Yeah, we're going to stay with you through the nighttime hours, right on into the morning. And because these storms aren't done, they're going to be moving across the Midwest. We'll have details on that coming up. The Southeast and eventually the Northeast in play, too. Details next.
When I had my first migraine,
I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. It's no wonder last year we sold over 3 million tires. And during the big tire event, get up to $140 in mail-in rebates on 4 select tires.
There are 2 reasons why I need to keep an eye on my health. That's why I take Metabiotic, a daily probiotic.
With 70% of your immune system in your gut, new Multi-Health Metabiotic with Bioactive 12 helps maintain digestive balance and is proven to help support a healthy immune system.
I take care of myself so I can take care of them.
Experience the Meta Effect with our new Multi-Health Wellness line and see how one small change can lead to good things.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far, far worse.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel unravels a new tale of weather legend.
Voodoo, black magic, is it?
Get instant access to the hottest new releases with Xfinity On Demand. Seth MacFarlane and Charlize Theron star in the hilarious A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Somebody in this town is going to die. That went south so fast!
Own or rent A Million Ways to Die in the West anytime. Instantly access your favorite movies by going to Xfinity On Demand and visiting the movies section. Own or rent your favorites with Xfinity On Demand.
The world you've been waiting for is here. Come and live it. Amazing memories are within reach at a Universal Orlando Resort Hotel. Universal Orlando Resort. Vacation like you mean it.
96188 or go online to theactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. An all-new season starts next Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Del Monte's yummy new Fruit Burst Squeezers.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, there's still a tornado watch in play across this portion of the world, from Alabama and Florida into Georgia, 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And in this tornado watch is a new tornado warning. Okaloosa and Santa Rosa counties, tornado warning until 12:45. There's one caveat here, and that is that we are as far as possible away from the radars. In fact, what you're seeing here is the velocity scan, except there's what's known as range folding going on. Because we're so far from those radar systems, we actually don't have a great view of the tornado. But the National Weather Service earlier had some perfect scans showing that rotation, counterclockwise spin, and the potential for a tornado here. So the timing on the screen for you, 12:27 or so, Kelly's Mill, so right about now. 12:43, Beaver Creek, watch out. And really anywhere within this area along I-10 between 36 and 47 or so on the mile markers. This storm is crossing over as we speak, so be very careful. Of course, this storm system not just staying across the southeast, it's going to be moving up towards the Midwest as well. That's where the area of low pressure is eventually going to be headed. You can see that we've got southerly winds out ahead of this system, bringing up the moisture. Just tons of rainfall across Wisconsin into the UP of Michigan. The actual area of low pressure is all the way back here, right? You can see that big counterclockwise spin. Baseball fans were shaking their fists at this low today because Kansas City was just at the worst possible spot. You were in that kind of wraparound moisture, and that's going to be with us for a while. That forecast of rain here in the Midwest is going to be with us for a bit because that low is still slowly chugging its way on through. Along the path that low and just north of it, very heavy rain still in the forecast. So severe weather off to the east with the cold front, but persistent rains near where our area of low pressure is going to be hanging out. So tomorrow, St. Louis, Chicago, you could see some lingering showers. Still some strong storms to the Ohio Valley by Tuesday night, but scattered thunderstorms and rain back through the Midwest. So it's going to be nickel and diming you to quite a good bit of precipitation. Still up to an inch of rain from Missouri into Illinois. Chicago could even see 1 to 2 inches of rain, and a few isolated spots could go even higher than that. So yeah, there's a lot of rain yet to go. In a place like Chicago, rain and thunder on Tuesday, lingering showers on Wednesday, finally clearing out by the time you get into Thursday. Much cooler, though, upper 50s to low 60s. And how about Indianapolis? Thunderstorms Tuesday, that's the front going through, from near 70 to not even hitting 60 by Wednesday with lingering showers. Kim, a big change with this system, but of course we're still watching the tropics, too.
We are, and we're looking at maybe some tropical storm force winds affecting folks in Puerto Rico. But this is what it looked like when it moved through Antigua today. And notice the palm trees, just the palms just horizontal and hard to see. Visibility is down from all the rainfall. And we did see some gusty winds through this area, some strong winds that moved through even St. Martin as the center passed over it. So it's time for the tropical update, and we're going to show you what we're looking at with Gonzalo, but also what's happening elsewhere. We have several systems. We have Tropical Storm Anna that's here in the Pacific, the Central Pacific, and this is of interest because guess what's right here? Hawaii. And guess what? We may be looking at this coming up towards Hawaii. Also looking at Gonzalo right here, Invest 91L. And then we have Faye that is moving out. Invest 91L, by the way, we're not concerned about. But we're concerned about Gonzalo. Winds are at 85 miles per hour, pressure 984 millibars. And right now, the Air Force, they are in there now checking out Gonzalo, and we'll give you information on what they're finding here in just a minute. But looking at the infrared picture, what I'm seeing here is not as much organization with the purples. Okay, it's not as symmetric as it was earlier. So maybe it has halted any kind of deepening or strengthening, at least right temporarily anyway. Right now we're looking at the radar imagery and the eye trying to fill in a little bit here, but still looking at some of the thunderstorms wrapping around the center. But the good news for Puerto Rico, we're not going to take a direct hit from this, the British Virgin Islands either, but hurricane warning still up here, and possibly some heavy rain and strong winds into Puerto Rico. Possibly prepare for power outage. We'll have more on this coming up at 10 till the hour.
Here's to the man who truly is the best of us.
Who really has the key to the city? With best-in-class payload and best-in-class cargo capacity and an unsurpassed powertrain warranty, you run the town. The all-new Ram ProMaster. Guts, glory, Ram.
Apples are good.
as Strongbow Hard Cider better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
All right, we got one shot. Let's go twins right, 24 stretch.
24 stretch, all diamond. Twins right, 24 stretch. All diamonds on 280.
When the game's on the line,
Hit them with a hard count. See if they'll tip their hand.
the NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Then puts it up the gut. Get out of the pocket.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Maybe you didn't know, people with the flu can spread it up to 6 feet away. Or that flu can make chronic conditions worse. Maybe you didn't know any of the stuff your Rite Aid pharmacist knows. But now that you've gotten your flu shot at Rite Aid, maybe you don't need to.
Get up to 20% off and 1,000 rewards points at bestwestern.com with a swipe, a tap, or a click. Get up to 20% off and enjoy breakfast, free high-speed internet, and 1,000 rewards points. Only at bestwestern.com.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Angle Tires.
When you see everyone in America, almost every day, you notice a few things. Like the fact that you are pretty attached to these. Okay, really attached. And that's all right, because we'll text you when your package is on the way. We're even expanding Sunday package delivery. Yes, Sunday. At the U.S. Postal Service, our priority is, was, and always will be you.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
We continue to get new images out of Monroe, Louisiana, as storms rolled through there earlier today. But this is an indication of what you could still see tonight. Look at the power of these winds as this storm system blasts on through. It looks like an apartment complex. There's a pool in the center, and then all this wind and rain and debris. Oh, man, what a scary sight. You definitely don't want to be standing outside and filming this as these storms come through. Of course, it is nighttime now and much harder to see anything, making it even more dangerous. Still tornado threat as well. And look at that car. Flipped, then pummeled with debris, thrown a good bit off. There's no road nearby, so who knows where that car was.
That's right.
My goodness, Kim.
It could have been thrown yards.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so, and this actually could have been where somebody's trailer or mobile home was. And again, very, very sad sight. And a lot of people having to pick up their lives and move on. And hopefully they're going to get a lot of assistance with this.
Yeah, communities really having to come together tonight and really needed through the next couple of days. Bottom of the hour here on Weather Center Live, I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Kim Cunningham. Good morning, everyone. This October severe weather outbreak has turned deadly. Let's get the very latest on what's happened so far. We've had at least 2 deaths attributed to these storms. A Marine died after an EF2 tornado threw him out of his home and his wife and children in Ashdown, Arkansas. A second person died after a tree fell on her home in Walker County, Alabama. In Louisiana, Governor Bobby Jindal has declared a state of emergency. More than 60,000 people without power in Louisiana, Alabama. Now, we're going to talk about some of the concerns we're looking for right now and into the day today.
Yeah, really continuing through the rest of this overnight time frame and right into your morning commute. This area, tornado watch, southeast Tennessee, northwest and much of western Georgia into southeastern Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. Tornado watch there until 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So that means right on through the morning commute for many of you. A little bit further back towards the south and west, tornado watch continues there in southern Alabama into the western side of the Florida Panhandle until 3 a.m. But no matter what, you need to have a way to get your warnings. You need to stay ahead of these storms. So, Kim, let's bring everyone up to speed as to where these storms are right now and where they might be headed over the next several hours.
Okay, we continue to watch out ahead of the cold front, that line of storms. And, Mark, you can see it extends all the way from Kentucky all the way down through Alabama to the Florida Gulf Coast. And even starting to see some of these actually spinning up and even producing some spin or some rotation and seeing even tornado warnings. Right now, though, the one where we had a tornado warning on is now just a severe thunderstorm warning. So they're going to be quick to spin up, quick to spin down. So the concern is sometimes they quickly spin up, but they do produce tornadoes.
Yeah, Okaloosa County, Santa Rosa, this was the storm that had the tornado warning. Now the rotation has weakened, but still some strong straight line winds moving through. And the National Weather Service is saying, hey, we still need to warn this thing. So severe thunderstorm warning continues there till 1:15.
And I'm afraid this is the beginning of maybe seeing more warnings. We kind of took a little break for a while, but we're starting to see some upper level energy getting close to this area, maybe starting to see more severe weather. And look at all the lightning, no matter what. There's a lot of lightning, over 3,000 strikes in the last 15 minutes. So if you live here in the Florida Panhandle, what a light show you are seeing tonight.
Yeah, a highly electrified storm coming on through. Looking at the Gulf, for example, if you're out ahead of these storms, kind of looking back towards the Gulf, it is just going to be lit up tonight. We obviously don't want you looking out the windows at these storms because lightning is very dangerous. Every lightning strike can be severe.
Good point, Mark. And we also have to be concerned about flash flooding. You know, we have seen amounts over 3 inches in some areas. West of Huntsville still under a flash flood warning, and we've had accumulation. There we go. There's that 3 inch, and we could see more because the rain's not over with yet. It's not until that cold front comes through that we're going to see some of these rainfall rates come down a little bit.
It looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning just popped up along that line of storms, hugging the Alabama-Georgia border. So if you're in Fort Payne, for example, or Valley Head, this storm is going right over the I-59 corridor, getting hammered right now.
So where you see the darker reds is where we're probably going to see some of the stronger winds. So right with this part of the storm coming in and moving, looks like towards the northeast. And I imagine they're moving pretty quickly, so you may not have too much time. But Fort Payne, Pine Ridge, Valley Head, again, we're looking at the potential of 60 to maybe even 70-mile-per-hour winds with this.
And hey, Brent, do we have the high-res radar? We'll get back to that one in a bit. But you know what? It just goes to show you they're warning on these kind of little line segments and those bowing segments, indicating where the strongest of the winds will be. But lots of moisture to work with, as you can see on the screen there. It is juicy in the southeast and really all the way up to the Ohio Valley, too.
When you have dew points in the 60s like this in Atlanta, I mean, it's a tropical air mass. It's very humid. But notice what happens behind the system, 50s. So we're going to see it dry out. We're going to see it cool down. But until then, we have strong southerly winds from the Gulf of Mexico bringing up that tropical moisture. So moist air likes to rise. So when it's warm and moist, it goes up, and that's what aids in the development know some of these thunderstorms.
One of my bosses here at the Weather Channel used to call it air you can wear.
Yes.
You can feel that air when you step outside. Here's some of the timing for you. So the morning commute, and again, this isn't necessarily the exact timing. Don't focus too much on the clock there. It just gives you the flavor of what we're expecting. Lines of storms with some storms out ahead of it, rolling through the southeast. So we get to follow this all the way through the day tomorrow as well, Kim.
And we'll be right here with you, too. And, you know, residents are cleaning up from the damage from a confirmed tornado in southwestern Arkansas. The EF2 hit Ashdown, Arkansas, Monday morning.
Yeah, there was damage to homes and cars, and we spoke to one victim who lost her home, but actually found something positive in the aftermath of the storms. Listen to this.
The loss of the home is bad, but we had neighbors, friends, family, people that came, and they started bringing sausage and biscuits and water before daylight, and throughout the day brought food and offered their services. They brought equipment, everything from power saws to tractors and backhoes, and my yard has been full all day long with people just offering their services of whatever they could do to help. And it just shows that friends and neighbors, people that really didn't know, maybe know their face but didn't know them, and just here, what can I do? I'm here to help. And that's been a tremendous blessing, and been a support through all of this of knowing that we have people there to back us up. You know, we have people that care.
And that's exactly what we were just talking about, that need for the communities to come together after events like this. We always love to see those communities step up. Severe storms moving across the south, and so we're going to need you to step up. We're not done with this severe weather outbreak. This October severe outbreak is ongoing for the next day or two. In Atlanta, a 3 out of 10 on the Torcon scale. That's a 30% chance of seeing a tornado anywhere within the 50-mile radius around the Atlanta region. So 5 a.m. to 3 p.m., your prime time for seeing severe weather. And even if you don't see the isolated tornado, you can certainly see strong winds over 60 miles per hour and that flash flood risk. Something like Peachtree Creek, which floods every time it rains. This will certainly be enough rain for that. Look right now, right over the airport. A new storm has just popped up around the Atlanta area. So these south to north moving storms, this is just increasing the moisture. This is priming the atmosphere. And some of these could be strong. But then the main show is still back here, where we have seen some severe thunderstorm warnings right along I-59, and that is going to be pushing its way right on through the southeast. So a couple of storms are severe along that line of storms, as we've been talking about. But here's what we can expect. That line will continue to move into Georgia and further east along the Panhandle as we go through the night. By tomorrow morning, much of western portions of Georgia already in play, but towards the coast, Georgia coast and the South Carolina coast by Tuesday night, as well as the Florida coast, moving through the Appalachian chain also. So a wide swath of real estate here hit by these storms, and they will all have a lot of heavy rain with them through Wednesday, so flooding is a concern. Kim.
All right, Mark, a breaking news story that we are following here tonight. The magnitude 7.3 quake was centered just off the Pacific coast of Nicaragua and El Salvador. The Nicaraguan government has issued a tsunami warning. The quake was felt in Honduras as well. And we are going to continue to monitor this breaking story and update you as we get more information on a 7.3 magnitude earthquake to hit close to Nicaragua. Again, we're getting some of the latest information in right now with tsunami warnings in effect. We'll be right back after this.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's Monday, a brand new start.
your chance to rise and shine. With CenturyLink as your trusted technology partner, you can do just that. With our visionary cloud infrastructure, global broadband network, and custom communication solutions, your business is more reliable, secure, agile, and with responsive, dedicated support, we help you shine every day of the week. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
I wish. Please.
The wish we wish above all is health. So we quit selling cigarettes in our CVS pharmacies, expanded Minute Clinic for walk-in medical care, and created programs that encourage people to take their medications regularly. Introducing CVS Health, a new purpose, a new promise to help all those wishes come true. CVS Health, because health is everything.
So I was a head chef at 24. I won Best New Restaurant in the country at 31. I've published cookbooks. I've been on TV. I've relied on people every step of the way. I still do. I have to. So staying connected to those people, that's what makes me feel accomplished. They're people I connect with, that I'd sit at a table with. These are the people that I ride with every day.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
What are you doing?
The dishes are clean. Just gotta scrape the rest of the food off them.
Ew.
Dish issues? Cascade Platinum powers through your toughest messes better than the competition the first time. Cascade, now that's clean.
There. Hot stuff.
Not turning the thermostat down.
That's not what I was doing. I was just having fun. Come here. Nice and tight. Atta girl.
Daddy.
There's a sweet spot. Hold on. That didn't happen in practice.
There's a better way. Mitsubishi Electric Systems give you the temperature you want in any room with no ductwork and lower energy bills. Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. Live better. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?" Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief. Really? And that's it.
this is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Here at High Acres, we always say life is better on the farm. And that's because we love what we do, which is growing the best tasting fruit available. After months of nurturing, our orchards are bursting with crispy, delicious apples. And we can't wait for you to taste them. That's why we work with Walmart. They help us deliver some of the freshest apples available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kim Cunningham. Let's update you on where we have that severe weather threat tonight. Looking at the radar right now, where we have a line of storms that continues to march east from Tennessee, the strongest of the storms, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, where, as you can tell, we have more storms coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Severe thunderstorm warning now just to the east of Pensacola, up through Crestview, and look how that is taking that backward C shape just to the east of Milton. So if you are in Destin, if you are in Crestview, get ready for some strong winds and tremendous amounts of lightning. Okaloosa County, Santa Rosa County under a severe thunderstorm warning. I went down Destin. You get some strong winds as well. And even farther north in Alabama, starting to see more warnings. DeKalb County under that warning, including Fort Payne, Pine Ridge, Valley Head. take shelter, stay in your home, don't venture out in this along Interstate 59. Some big storms coming in. We could see some very strong winds with this and very heavy rain. Already reports of over 3 inches of rain and reports of even flooding in downtown Birmingham. So please take this very seriously. All right, guys, we'll keep you updated on that. But now it's time for a look at today's top 5 videos, the best video from around the world, and we're bringing it to you.
And of course, it will highlight a lot of the images that we've seen from this severe weather event, and it gives you a flavor of what you could still see during the nighttime hours. But of course, it's dark now, so we got to show you these from earlier because this is still possible. Tornado-strewn debris from Ashdown, Arkansas. 1 person killed there, 3 others injured. Tornado ripped through, and look at the debris. Windows smashed, houses thrown across fields, cars tossed from who knows where. There's no road nearby. I don't know where that car started.
Yeah, you know, hopefully nobody was in there, and so that's the scary part too, is this person's driving around, videotaping some of the debris that they've seen here. And this is from Anthony Perez's Facebook page, and this is in Ashdown, Arkansas as well. Again, seeing similar scenes with a lot of damage and even damage to cars.
Yeah, how about this? Number 3, a tree, a huge pine tree, snapped and obliterated. It seems like portions of that tree and other trees just covering the area. The amount of cleanup after a storm like this comes through takes just a gargantuan effort between the trees themselves and the power lines and the trees over the roads, so the power crews can't get there for a while. It's going to take a good bit of time.
And you just saw a tree on a house, and that's actually how a woman lost her life here tonight. All right, looking at Monroe, another video. This is number 2 of more of the damage and the problem, the trees. We have seen so many reports of trees down, and just look at this yard, just a mess. And that sidewalk totally covered, businesses, homes all being damaged from this.
Yeah, it is a hazard with that much debris around. Emergency crews can't get to where they have to go.
That's right, and here's the number 1 video. This is out of West Monroe, Louisiana, and we're watching debris flying in front of this person as they're videotaping this. And you can see a lot of it was horizontal at times, so some very strong winds moved through, and that debris came from somewhere, somebody's home. So a very scary sight for folks and a lot of cleanup to do. All right, Mark, let's get an update on the timing of this. Some of this may be heading to the northeast and mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet. Even though you haven't seen much in the northeast at this point, it's heading in your direction. So here we go. We'll look at Pittsburgh, where right now the clouds have increased. Over the past hour, we went from completely clear to completely cloudy. You're in the low 60s now, but there's no rain nearby yet. That will change, though. This area of high pressure is exiting the picture. Our storm system, our huge low, that big dip in the jet stream is going to be entering the picture. With that comes the chance for rain and severe weather. For tomorrow, it's the Ohio Valley and the Appalachian chain, but this marches through the northeast. The mid-Atlantic by Wednesday, including, Roanoke, much of Virginia, Washington, D.C., severe weather, gusty winds possible for you. Isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. And then the rest of the northeast corridor comes into play by Thursday. Heavy rain, gusty winds, thunderstorms for almost everybody. Now, the rainfall will be impressive, anywhere from 1 inch to almost 3 inches of rain, depending on where you are across the northeast corridor and where those thunderstorms set up. In Pittsburgh, the wind moves through Tuesday. Look at this with the strong storm system Wednesday, much cooler, Kim, as we see this cold front move through the east.
And tonight we're tracking severe weather. We're also keeping a close eye on Gonzalo, now a hurricane in the Caribbean.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP, because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Sunday nights.
When the wind blows.
The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
One more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
You change your style. Why not your eye color? New Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses enhance your eye color for a naturally beautiful look with consistent comfort. Find your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Introducing York Minis. A bite-sized new way to enjoy the full-size sensation of peppermint and rich dark chocolate. New York Minis. Get the sensation.
You smell nothing. You smell...
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-765-2614. 800-765-2614.
In just seconds, the last time you'll have to restore your headlights. Call 1-800-709-2281. Order now.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of this October severe outbreak. And look at that. A nighttime picture that you wouldn't know is nighttime. Lightning absolutely illuminating the top half of your screen there because of that bolt near Clarksville, Tennessee. Absolutely a highly electrified situation tonight with huge amounts of lightning from the Gulf Coast all the way through the Tennessee Valley. So a beautiful picture, but an ominous one at the same time, as we could certainly see more lightning strikes and the problems that come from that. How about this? Strong winds moved through Illinois with storms earlier today. Look at that. You see that traffic light just kind of dangling in the distance? Or how about this pole snapped in half and bent over? Yeah, this is just one example of the strength of the storms that have blasted on through the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and the Southeast. And of course, we still have these storms tonight from, let's say Kentucky all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And it's along that line of storms, that kind of crazy S pattern that we've seen, that that we have seen some isolated severe storms as well. Here's the Florida Panhandle, the I-10 corridor, Crestview getting impacted right now outside Pensacola. Zoomed in for you. Here's I-10, and look at this. This is a little bit of a backward C shape. We were seeing some bowing here. At times we even had some rotating winds, a potential tornado earlier. That has weakened, but still these counties still under severe thunderstorm warnings, including Okaloosa County until 1:45, and again right over I-10. So that is certainly a problematic zone for anyone that is traveling. We jump up towards the north. Here's I-59 in Alabama. Fort Payne getting hit by very heavy rain right now. Gusty winds have already gone through Fort Payne itself, but the county is still under a severe thunderstorm warning until 1 a.m. and the potential for flooding behind those gusty winds, because my goodness, there's a lot of rain out there. Over 3 inches on the southeast side of Birmingham indicated over the past 6 hours or so, and there were reports of flooding in the Birmingham area. We have seen some storm reports across that area. So as we go through the rest of tonight into tomorrow, storm threat shifts east to the southeast, moving east throughout the overnight and throughout the day tomorrow. And so an isolated tornado threat can't be ruled out. A 3 out of 10 on the Torcon scale from Alabama and Georgia into Tennessee. Kim, over to you.
All right, Mark, a very busy scene at the San Juan International Airport in Puerto Rico. Many flights canceled today because of Gonzalo. The hurricane expected to bring tropical storm force winds to Puerto Rico. It is a little past 10 till the hour. It's time for that tropical update. And we're going to update you on several systems here that we are following very closely here at the Weather Channel. We're going to start out looking at the big picture. We have Tropical Storm Anna southeast of Hawaii, several days away, but it could become a hurricane and get close to the Big Island towards the latter part of the weekend. We have Hurricane Gonzalo right here just to the east of Puerto Rico. Also Invest 91L. We're not going to worry about this. And then Faye moving very quickly, and a remnant now moving off to the east. All right, we're looking right now at Hurricane Gonzalo, and the Air Force hurricane hunters are out here right now, and they did find a flight level wind. And Brent, did you tell me 90, 100 miles per hour or knots? Knots, 100 knots, flight level winds, and I believe that was probably in the northeastern quadrant, and we're going to take a closer look at that in just a second. Moving northwest at 12, the pressure 984 millibars. It's the 11 o'clock advisory, and it did go through a strengthening phase, and so it takes a while for things to wind down after it strengthens like that. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing very strong winds in that northeastern quadrant, which is right up in this area here. But if you notice overall, we've lost some of those deep purples around this. So maybe after we get the new advisory and we'll see that it probably strengthens some, we may actually see that it kind of tapers off. At least it stays steady for a little bit, and then may see more intensification during the day on Tuesday. Radar image showing the banding trying to wrap around in here, and seeing not as much of the yellows and reds, the stronger thunderstorms in there, but still seeing a very well organized core and a well organized eye, maybe filling in a little bit. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do. They're going to strengthen this probably with the latest advisory. San Juan, 8 miles per hour. Again, this is going to affect us with tropical storm force winds, probably your time, probably in the morning hours, maybe about 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock or so. We could start to see tropical storm force winds from this, but the center is not going to come over you. It is going to stay off to your east, but we're going to start to get some stronger winds here in the morning hours for you guys. So be prepared for that. Dominican Republic, maybe some gusty winds as well. Very warm waters ahead with this and light winds aloft. It is going to strengthen maybe to a Cat 3 hurricane and move away from the U.S. Thank goodness. All right, right back with more on the severe weather threatening you, but also on the tropics right after this.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I woke up from a day of sleep. The lightning woke me up, and I heard sound like I guess you'd say a freight train running in your backyard, and there ain't no track back there for it to run on.
A freight train in your backyard. Imagine being in his shoes today. This man's story just one of many in this October severe outbreak. At least a dozen tornado reports, hundreds of damage reports since this morning, and the threat continues overnight.
And this is Ashdown, Arkansas, one of at least 2 cities where this outbreak turned deadly. An EF2 tornado killed a Marine. His wife is in intensive care. Storms also killed a woman in Alabama when a tree fell on her home.
And unfortunately, that threat is not done. It stretches through the day on Wednesday. Millions more still at risk, from Texas and Louisiana all the way up to Pennsylvania and the nation's capital. A lot to follow through the rest of the next couple days.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Kim Cunningham along with Mark Elliott. It is the top of the hour, and we're with you through the morning hours.
Yeah, and my goodness, a large swath of real estate still impacted with severe weather, even during the overnight. You can't put your guard down. In fact, we can take a look at the latest watches that are still in play across portions of the southeast. From southern Tennessee and western central Georgia, back into southeastern Alabama, a tornado watch until 6 a.m. This does include portions of the Florida Panhandle as well. And then the western side of the Panhandle and portions of south central Alabama, tornado watch until 3 a.m. on Tuesday, but that just depends on where you are in regards to where this line of storms is going. And of course, Kim, we are going to be analyzing this line of storms because this is the big show. Once this big line of storms moves through, it gets a little bit easier, but there's a lot to watch right now.
And it's really just going to be a big rainmaker once that main line goes through. And this is the line we're talking about, the leading edge of this, where you see the reds right in here. That's the leading edge where we could see some of the strong winds with this. Also, some thunderstorms that have developed out ahead of it that will bring some heavy rain too. And you could see actually rain not too far from Atlanta, I think, coming in here pretty soon. But severe threat not until next couple hours. But looking at severe thunderstorm warning just east of Pensacola, we've had reports of even some flash flooding in some areas. We've had some very heavy rainfall as well.
Yeah, Okaloosa County, including Crestview and Laurel Hill, severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15 for you. That's right over I-10. So a very difficult travel night. The long-distance truckers trying to use this time to make up some distance, for example. Very gusty winds, very heavy rain. It's white-knuckle driving, Kim, tonight.
Definitely. So Destin, as mentioned, you guys probably will see some strong winds. And look at the way this is shaped, taking that bow echo shape. And so that means some pretty strong winds moving through Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and Wright as well. So make sure you guys sit tight. It'll be through before you know it, but you'll be stuck with some rain after that.
Yeah, and that rain down towards the Gulf kind of trying to come together and could spell a flood threat. And we have seen exactly that here in northern portions of Alabama and southern Tennessee, flooding rains because we have just so much moisture coming on through.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like a summer day in many areas with so much tropical moisture in place. So Lincoln County, you're under that warning, including Fayetteville. And look, there's more rain off to the west, so we're not done with this just yet. Athens, just to the east of you in Limestone County, west of Huntsville, flash flood warning in effect here right along, looks like this state route and Interstate 65 as well.
Yeah, just copious amounts of rainfall. So even though the gustiest winds may have cleared through, not necessarily done with the worst of the rain. Look at all those reds on the map. That's over 3 inches of rain. So anywhere in red on there, 3 inches or more.
Right, so be prepared for flash flooding as well. Eventually this heading into western parts of Georgia. There's the front. The front will be coming through once it does. Notice the temperatures dropping back to the 50s. We're out ahead of it. We're in the 70s and even 70s up into Cincinnati, where Jackson is only 61 with the front through there. But Mobile in the 70s, and there's that line of storms right here coming into western Georgia.
Yeah, of course, 2 a.m. in Atlanta, for example, 74 degrees.
Right.
Really, that that temperature has been fluctuating between 74 and 76 since sunset. It hasn't moved because the southerly winds have kicked in and the moisture's been on the increase, so the temperature's been holding steady, and that's the fuel for these storms as they roll on through.
So it looks like towards the morning commute into Atlanta, which is, it's nothing worse than Atlanta traffic, I don't think. Maybe a few things, but it's worse when you have rain involved and thunderstorms, and possibly severe weather.
Yeah, and this gives you the flavor of what we're going to expect through the day tomorrow or today now that we're after midnight. In any case, moving through Tuesday through the southeast, a line of storms that will hold together even into the nighttime hours.
All right, so expect severe weather. We'll be with you, of course, keeping you safe tonight.
And Monday morning marked the first time someone has died from an October tornado in 5 years. We were hoping that streak would continue, but unfortunately it ended today. Meteorologist Mike Seidel in Ashdown, Arkansas.
It was just after 5:30 this morning that severe thunderstorms raced through Little River County. This is where the tornado touched down and killed a father of 3. It was the first death in this county from a tornado since 1950. Severe weather tore through the south today. Hurricane-force wind gusts ripped roofs off homes, uprooted trees, and down power lines.
So we've got several tornado warnings.
This time-lapse video shows the line as it barreled into southern Arkansas. A confirmed EF2 tornado cut a line of destruction near the town of Ashdown, overturning tractor trailers and destroying buildings. A father of 3 was killed when he and his wife were thrown from their home. Their children were trapped under the debris.
Their mother is in intensive care right now, but she's stable. And then the father didn't make it.
In Monroe, Louisiana, tens of thousands of people are powerless tonight after a possible tornado. Heavy damage was reported at the University of Louisiana campus, and a gas leak forced a high school to be evacuated. In Texas, lightning ignited fires in an oil well in nearby homes. Late today in Illinois, several homes were destroyed in the Belleville area. The big issue tonight is getting the power back on to thousands in the county. Behind me, the guys from Southwest Arkansas Electric are getting the poles back up and hoping to get the lights back on as soon as possible, with temperatures tonight falling down into the 50s. I'm Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Seidel in Ashdown, Arkansas.
Thanks, Mike. And transitioning to another story that we are following tonight. New details on a breaking information news story that we've gotten. A preliminarily rated 7.3 magnitude earthquake centered just off the Pacific coast of Nicaragua and El Salvador. The Nicaraguan government has issued a tsunami warning for locally near the epicenter of that earthquake. The quake was felt in Honduras and Costa Rica and Mexico. And at least 2 Nicaraguan coastal towns have been evacuated because of the tsunami threat, as they are very close to the epicenter there. Here's the newest information. 1 person was killed in El Salvador after a utility pole fell on them because of the shaking. So that's something that we're going to be monitoring very carefully. If there's any good news here, is that the USGS has revised the depth further deep, so that the tsunami threat outside of the epicenter area not as high. But we will continue to monitor for that as the night goes on.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get 6 months special financing on purchases of $199 or more. Trust the boys to get you there.
It figures. On your busiest day, you see the gray. Try Root Touch-Up by Nice and Easy. Just brush our permanent color matching cream right where you need it. Then rinse. In 10 minutes, zap those grays and get on with your day. Nice and Easy Root Touch-Up.
Just tell us your budget, and the Name Your Price tool helps you find a whole range of coverages. No one else gives you options like that.
No one at all. No one at all.
No one.
Wake up.
You okay, buddy? I just had a dream that Progressive had this thing called...
Your budget, and the Name Your Price tool helps you find a whole...
It isn't a dream, is it?
Nope. Sorry.
You know that thing freaks me out.
He can hear you. He didn't mean that, Kevin. Yes, he did.
Keeping our competitors up at night. Now that's Progressive.
You're going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
Let's get weather geeky this morning.
Make AMHQ your morning show. America's morning headquarters. Weekday mornings starting live at 7 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. An all-new season starts next Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
When we say the all-new Chrysler 200 is all new, we mean it. We used the latest tools and built a new state-of-the-art manufacturing plant. We gave it new smart technology. We challenged conventional thinking with a more intuitive design. And we set new expectations of what an American sedan can be. The all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Some sad news to report with this October severe outbreak. The severe weather that moved through Alabama earlier tonight killed a 75-year-old woman in the town of Dora. Shirley Hicks was crushed when a tree fell on her mobile home. Shirley Hicks' husband was injured and rushed to the hospital, and we don't know his condition right now, but there were some volunteer firefighters who tried all they can do to help save her, and they were visibly upset after her death.
I tried everything I could to get her out, but there was a tree on top of her.
So I ran up in there, and he said his wife was entrapped, so I started looking for her, and I seen her legs laying there, and I told him I couldn't help her. There wasn't really nothing I could do for her except try to get her out.
We lost a good lady in our community. She done everything she could to help people.
A very difficult situation there tonight. I mean, just taking a look at some of the tree damage across northern Alabama. Tree after tree down on street after yard after car. These are big trees. Look at that car. My goodness, so much weight with these trees falling. A very dangerous situation, which continues tonight thanks to the very gusty winds that we have with these storms. Kim, bring us up to speed on where these storms are now.
All right, Mark, these storms are marching right into Georgia here very soon. We're looking right now at anywhere from southern Kentucky, where you see the reds indicating some of the stronger storms, all the way into Florida now, and a steady stream of storms coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Talking about some very heavy rain and through parts of the panhandle of Florida, but also severe storms as well. So we had some storms fire up here along the Gulf Coast, probably brought some very strong winds even to the Destin area and Pensacola area. A lot of lightning with this as well. We're talking over 2,700 strikes in the last 15 minutes in this area alone. So tremendous amounts of energy being released here along the Florida Gulf Coast. Okaloosa County still under a severe thunderstorm warning, and this thing especially right in the leading edge of this. We could see some very strong winds with this, and again moving up towards the northeast and traveling along Interstate 10. I wouldn't do it right now until this storm passes you. Okaloosa County, this does include Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and Wright as well. So you guys sit tight. Tremendous lightning. Stay away from the windows. Don't get in the shower or anything like that right now. Wait till this passes. Atlanta, some showers and even a little thunderstorm popping up here just around the perimeter. But it's this main line that'll bring the very heavy rain to us during the morning commute, it looks like, and maybe a few isolated severe storms may be coming in here this morning. We'll keep you updated on this. But Mark, the Midwest also needs to worry about some of these storms.
Yeah, you know, the center of the area of low pressure, that's kind of the focal point and the kicker for this whole mess, is moving through the Midwest. So we got to track that too. And there is a severe storm threat at least out ahead of that area of low pressure. You can feel that kind of counterclockwise spin, bringing that moisture back around the low. Out ahead of it, southerly winds bringing up the moisture. So another round of rain will move through Michigan. It rained like gangbusters. Now that heavy rain is up north across the UP. Now here's that low itself. You can see that counterclockwise spin, right? That backwards counterclockwise movement, and bringing that rain all the way back down to Kansas City. You notice there was no baseball game tonight in Kansas City, all because of that rain. Now, if you're an Orioles fan, maybe that's good news because it might have taken the momentum away from Kansas City. But in any case, here's that area of low pressure, and where this tracks, where the surface low tracks, along and just north of it, extremely heavy precipitation is in the forecast. We're going to see lots of rain across this area. So here's the area of low pressure's rain. Here's the cold front rain and the severe weather threats, which only increases for the Ohio Valley and the kind of the southeastern side of the Midwest for tomorrow. But near that low, continued showers and storms for the next couple of days. So we're not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, and some of this rain, Kim, is going to be quite heavy. Several inches of rain possible across this area. Over to you.
And we are with you through the night to track severe storms. They affect millions of people, but we're also watching the Atlantic. More on Gonzalo coming up.
Listen up, Thunder Dragons. It's time to get a hotel.
Hey, Razor, check this out. We can save big with Priceline Express deals.
You know what, man? These guys ain't no dragons.
They're cool. These deals are legit.
Hey, we're cool.
She's cool. We're cool.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Premium for the year. Hi, sorry, just want to say, I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So rude.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky!
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Angled Tires.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking one Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Sunday nights, the Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were...
Attention surgical mesh patch implant patients. Jurors in New Jersey have awarded a surgical mesh victim $7.7 million in punitive damages.
If you or a loved one had a surgery for pelvic organ prolapse or urinary leakage where a mesh patch was used and have experienced urinary problems, pelvic pain, infection, erosion of the mesh, and more, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation.
Call 1-800-524-1096.
Get instant access to the hottest new releases with Xfinity On Demand. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt star in the thrilling Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow.
Come on! What are you doing?
Come find me when you wake up.
When did he die?
On the beach tomorrow.
Own or rent Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow anytime. Instantly access your favorite movies by going to Xfinity On Demand and visiting the movies section. Own or rent your favorites with Xfinity On Demand.
96188 or go online to theactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
If you missed this Sunday night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, every Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Del Monte's yummy new Fruit Burst Squeezers.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Our October severe outbreak continues, and how about this from Monroe, Louisiana? The red roof written in the background and the giant sign. You know, the kind of sign that you can see from the highway on the giant metal pole? Well, the wind found it. It's now on the ground. And that is just an example. Look at the whole area. Trees down, buildings down, roofs crushed, entire stores open to the elements because roofs ripped away. Only insulation and framework left. Man, it's going to take a lot to clean up the damage across Monroe, Louisiana. The National Weather Service teams will be out there analyzing all this damage, this and many other areas, because this line of storms still ongoing. Some of the worst of the weather in southern Kentucky and Tennessee all the way down to the Gulf Coast. The leading edge of these storms still packing a punch here. Look at this whole area, southeastern Alabama near Dothan, and then the actual line back towards Crestview and the Florida Panhandle. All this is trying to fill in and kind of congeal into one big batch of very heavy rain. So flooding a potential here across the Gulf Coast states. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in Okaloosa County until 1:45 south of I-10. That does include Destin, Fort Walton Beach. Just off to the east, a new warning over Walton County until 1:45 as well. Also along I-10, very difficult travel along I-10, that's for sure. Of course, further north through the southeast, we jump up into Alabama along the I-59 corridor. Fort Payne getting hammered just round after round of very heavy rain. So now flash flood warnings here. You had severe thunderstorm warnings. Now flash flooding ongoing across the area. That goes until 4:15 as more rain is on the way. That's right up against the Georgia border. Anywhere that you see the kind of red colors in here indicating over 3 inches of rain. It feels tropical, Kim, but we actually have real tropics to talk about. Over to you.
Yes, we do. We're talking about Hurricane Gonzalo tonight. Look at what the wind did to these trees in Antigua, and you can really hear the wind. Can't you listen to that? Wow, it's whipping. Gonzalo is now away from the area and actually moved right across St. Martin and affecting the British Virgin Islands and possibly bringing tropical storm force winds to Puerto Rico. So let's go ahead and update you now on the tropics. And we have several areas. I think the one of most concern right now to anybody that has friends or family that live in the Caribbean is Hurricane Gonzalo. And that's what we're going to focus on. We also have Tropical Storm Anna that is just southeast of Hawaii, several days away, but it's something we have to keep an eye on that possibly become a hurricane and affect Hawaii towards the latter part of the weekend. But here's Hurricane Gonzalo. The latest advisory in at 2 o'clock. Winds are now up to 105 miles per hour. The pressure 977 millibars. Air Force hurricane hunters were out there and they found right around the center, the northeastern quadrant, winds of 105 miles per hour. So it's near the center, near the core of this hurricane that we're seeing some of the stronger winds. And it's pretty amazing what happened here in the last hour or so, because I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. I'm going to stop this image, a satellite image, and this looks like a real, I mean, we're starting to look more like a hurricane. We're seeing right now the center, or the eye, developing here in the middle of our central dense overcast, which is this purple. So it's really starting to take the true form, or you know, what you think of a hurricane looks like. But if you go back, maybe let's go back an hour to like 1 o'clock. Look at this. The purples are just starting to surround the center. So in 1 hour, it really intensified. And I think the Air Force hurricane hunters, when they're out there, found right there in that northeastern eye wall, right with that thunderstorm, those thunderstorms right there is where we're getting some of the stronger winds. What does this mean for us here in San Juan? Well, it means that we're going to get some tropical storm force winds probably in the next few hours, towards the morning hours. It's going to continue to strengthen, possibly rapidly intensify, and move up towards Bermuda, let's say Friday evening. So if you're in Bermuda, keep an eye on this for sure. San Juan, just expect tropical storm force winds. Also good news, the only hurricane warnings we have now is Anguilla and St. Martin, British Virgin Islands. Still tropical storm force warnings here for Puerto Rico. We'll have more on this coming up at 10 to the hour in the tropical update, plus what's happening in Hawaii.
You change your style. Why not your eye color? New Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses enhance your eye color for a naturally beautiful look with consistent comfort. Find your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
This man has an accomplished research and analytical group at his disposal. But even more impressive is how he puts it to work for his clients.
Morning. Morning.
Thanks for meeting so early.
Oh, it's not a big deal at all. Come on in.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Cooper engineers its tires not just for performance, but real life performance. So before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you, because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires and get up to a $70 prepaid card by mail. See retailer for details.
Night, Ted.
Night.
Remember when your trunk wasn't smart enough to open for you? When only your living room had HD.
Hi, babe.
You're not going to make it, are you?
And a little weather could ruin your plans.
Come on. Have I ever let you down?
Well...
Don't answer that.
The all-new Genesis with H-Track all-wheel drive from Hyundai.
All right, we got one shot. Let's go twins right, 24 stretch.
24 stretch, all diamond.
Twins right, 24 stretch. All diamonds on 2 ready.
When the game's on the line,
Hit them with a hard count. See if they'll tip their hand.
the NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
They're blitzing up the gut. Get out of the pocket.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Premium for the year. Hi, sorry, just want to say I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
Tomorrow.
I bought 51% of this business. I now control you, and I can throw you out.
Marcus Lemonis does whatever it takes to fix a failing business.
I'm 100% in charge.
The Profit. All new episodes premiere tomorrow, 10 Eastern and Pacific, on the fastest growing network in prime time.
What I say goes.
CNBC.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. An all-new season starts next Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
So still a severe thunderstorm warning, and they are also looking at the possibility of some flash flooding. And look at that. That was right on top of me. Maybe we want to get inside. We'll talk to you guys in just a bit.
Getting inside and away from those storms, it's basically the only advice that we can give you with regards to lightning strikes. He was in Nashville. That was Dave Malkoff reporting earlier tonight. Now steady, light to moderate rain around the Nashville area. Most of your thunderstorm activity has moved off well to the east. That said, it just means somebody else down the line is under the gun right now.
And Mark, it's amazing because, you know, he taped that earlier this evening, and it's still raining in Nashville. So that's a concern, I think. And for a lot of us is the flash flooding here threat tonight.
Yeah, so we're still following that for you. We're here through the overnight hours. Meteorologist Mark Elliott, here with meteorologist Kim Cunningham, and we are unfortunately watching a very dangerous group of storms. It has already turned deadly.
We're going to show you some of the storm reports and what we've been looking at. Here's the very latest. First of all, at least 2 deaths are attributed to these storms. A Marine died after an EF2 tornado threw him out of his home, and his wife and children as well. This was in Ashdown, Arkansas. And a second person died after a tree fell on her home in Walker County, Alabama. In Louisiana, Governor Bobby Jindal has declared a state of emergency. More than 60,000 people still without power, Louisiana, Alabama. Now let's talk about some of those storm reports. And Mark, you know, we're close to 300. So it was quite a day.
Yeah, and the storms are still moving on through. The tornado watches are up across southern Tennessee. There was this watch that went all the way from southern Tennessee straight on down to the Gulf Coast. Notice Atlanta no longer in the watch. The local National Weather Service office conferring with the Storm Prediction Center saying, we don't have the right dynamics for tornadoes. But still until 6 a.m. Central Time north of the Georgia border. Then in southwestern Georgia and southeastern Alabama into the Florida Panhandle. That portion of the watch still ongoing. That goes until 6 a.m. Central or 7 a.m. Eastern. And a small sliver of another watch back here further towards the west, central Alabama and western portions of the Panhandle. That goes until 3 a.m. But yeah, Kim, as you were saying, this line of storms, whether it's giving you tornadoes or not, it certainly still has the potential of more damage. We have filled in the map with the storm reports today.
It's just incredible to see this in October. I mean, fall, sometimes you get severe weather. We're not saying it never happens in October, but it's been a while since we've seen this much damage. I mean, I'm talking about all summer, too. Yeah. I can't remember the last time we saw this much. But I'm looking at a few isolated tornado reports with this, and then a lot of wind damage and even flooding even farther north with this.
And it's all tied to that same system, right? We've got that area of low pressure off to the west, cold front well out ahead of it, dragging into that higher moisture. So here we go, heavy rain on the map and flooding as well as severe thunderstorms still a potential.
It definitely looks like a big rain event, like you said, maybe coming into Atlanta with this. Again, very difficult with the way this is coming in, especially with the Appalachians laying down right in this area, for us to get severe weather into northwestern Georgia or east of the Appalachians with this kind of a setup. However, sometimes you get storms that'll develop from down here and move up towards Atlanta and be severe. But at least right now, I'm not thinking that's going to happen. But we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect here along the Florida coast. This we've been watching for the last hour or so.
Yeah, and band after band of storms in these same areas, so more flood warnings looking likely. Here are the latest severe thunderstorm warnings that are still in play, including the Destin area, and I believe Fort Walton Beach is right there. And my goodness, it is raining and raining hard.
And it's definitely not a beach evening.
No.
And hopefully nobody's at the beach this time of the night anyway. But Freeport still under that severe thunderstorm warning. Walton County, that is you guys right there along Interstate 10. And this is heading up towards the northeast. We could see maybe 60 to 70 mile-per-hour winds with this.
Yeah, wind a big threat, the rain a big threat. Here's the Atlanta area. A couple of storms trying to fire up. Now the steadier rain is moving in. Just kind of drizzles for now. We're really not going to see a lot of heavy rain, but it's not going to doorstep. Maybe half an hour away, that moves in.
Yeah, so where you see a lot of the reds and the yellows, heavier rain for sure, and maybe some gusty winds. We're not going to rule out some gusty winds, okay? We may not see or meet severe criteria, but we're going to see some gusty winds with this line of storms. I guarantee it. DeKalb, Jackson County, under a flash flood warning. This means we're seeing flooding already occurring, so please be careful. Low-lying areas here this evening.
Yeah, Lincoln County, due north of Huntsville, over the border into Tennessee. Flash flood warning there until 2 a.m. local time. Of course, just because there's no tornado watch now from that area of Alabama to Georgia doesn't mean that we still can't have warnings come up. It just doesn't. It means that the general favorability has gone down.
Right.
But some isolated severe thunderstorms still probably likely.
Yeah, we can't totally rule that out. That's for sure, Mark. Heavy rain still a possibility. Dew points, a measure of the moisture here at the surface. And notice the way the wind direction is coming from the Gulf of Mexico and from the Atlantic. All this moisture and reflected here with some of these dew points. Well, actually, these aren't dew points. These are temperatures, right?
No, yeah, those are dew points.
Dew points. And boy, it's late.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of moisture. So
but that's just it. It is so the moisture is so high that they look like the temperatures.
Yeah,
you can't have dew points that are higher than the temperature. It's impossible. But if it's 74 in Atlanta and it's 68 a dew point, that means it is absolutely saturated out there. It is ready to start raining. And of course, these storms really packed a punch throughout the day. Residents still cleaning up the damage from a tornado in Arkansas. An EF2 moved through Ashdown Monday morning.
And there was damage to homes and cars, and we spoke to one victim who lost her home but found something positive in the aftermath.
The loss of the home is bad, but we had neighbors, friends, family, people that came, and they started bringing sausage and biscuits and water before daylight, and throughout the day brought food and offered their services. They brought equipment, everything from power saws to tractors and backhoes, and my yard has been full all day long with people just offering their services of whatever they could do to help. And it just shows that friends and neighbors, people that really didn't know, maybe know their face but didn't know them, and just here, what can I do? I'm here to help. And that's been a tremendous blessing, and been a support through all of this of knowing that we have people there to back us up. You know, we have people that care.
We hate that the need is there because of the severe weather, but we love that communities are stepping up throughout the eastern two-thirds of the country and helping out their neighbors. And unfortunately, that severe storm threat is going to continue across the south tonight into tomorrow. Let's take a look at Atlanta, where the Torcon index is still a 3, a 30% chance of seeing a tornado. Not the highest Torcon that we've seen even with this event, but it is still possible along that line of storms to see a few isolated kinks in the line and some rotation and some tornadoes possible. Even if you don't see rotating winds, straight line winds could go over 60 miles per hour. And people always underestimate the power of just the wind without a tornado. So here's the Atlanta area, moisture filling in, heavy rain back towards the west. That's what's coming in your direction. It is this line of storms, this almost a wave pattern, right? Almost like that S shape. That's something that we watch for, where those bends in the line, you can have bursts of very heavy wind, strong winds, and maybe even some rotating winds as well. In any case, tonight that line moves through Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. By tomorrow, continuing into North Georgia and the rest, North Florida and the rest of Georgia. And then by nighttime, South Carolina, the Appalachian chain, all the way to the East Coast, we're still going to be following this line of storms. Now, rain, a huge factor, maybe even more so than the wind at this point. We're going to be seeing the rainfall amounts really funneling in, all that moisture coming in off the Gulf. So several inches of rain possible across the south. Flash flood watches are up from as far north as Indiana to all the way down to the Gulf Coast because of this heavy rain threat. So one last look at Jacksonville. Storms tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday morning. That is your prime threat time. Kim.
Well, the magnitude 7.3 earthquake occurred just off the Pacific coast of Nicaragua and El Salvador. The Nicaraguan government has issued a tsunami warning. I think that has been canceled. The quake was felt in Honduras, Costa Rica, and Mexico. At least 2 Nicaraguan coastal towns have been evacuated. 1 person died in El Salvador after a utility pole fell on them. We'll be right back after this.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Making us #1 in motorcycle insurance. Isn't this romantic?
It was.
Going the distance to save you more. Now that's Progressive.
Great. This is the last thing I need.
Seriously? The last thing you need is some guy giving you a new catalytic converter when all you got is a loose gas cap. Let's take this puppy over to Midas and get you some of that good old Midas touch. You know what? I'll drive. I really didn't think this through.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package, including an oil change for only $24.99. And here's the deal. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $25. Oil, tires, brakes, everything. Trust the Midas Touch.
Remember the invite? Remember to make reservations?
Absolutely.
Remember the tickets? Remember where we parked?
Absolutely. The generously appointed Lexus ES and ES Hybrid with leading-edge connectivity. Unforgettable.
I can do anything.
The bed reacts to your body. It hugs you. I don't have to think about how to get comfortable anymore.
The zip's off so I can wash it. Yes, please.
Dude, Tempur-Pedic is killing it. No more tossing and turning, trying to find a comfortable spot in bed.
It's really cool to the touch. My Tempur-Pedic cuddles better than my husband does. But that's just between you and me.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
There are cohabitants, and with that comes compromise. We give them a little extra space, accommodate their schedules, and sometimes we have to forgive. But when it comes to their nutrition, we never compromise. It's why at Petco, we're proud to offer Merrick, a leader in grain-free pet food made from regionally sourced ingredients in Merrick's own Texas kitchen to ensure the highest quality. Because for our best companions, only the best will do. Petco, the power of together.
Hands were made for talking. Feet, tiptoeing. Better things than the pain, stiffness, and joint damage of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist decide on a biologic, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can relieve RA symptoms and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. 1 pill, twice daily. Xeljanz can reduce RA pain and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Ask about Xeljanz.
Welcome back, everyone. We continue to update you on the severe weather threat and the flash flooding threat here in this country. Checking out the radar, and wow, look at this mess. Anywhere from Kentucky all the way into the Gulf Coast, showers and thunderstorms all ahead of a cold front, producing even flash flooding. We're taking you now to the Gulf, along the Gulf Coast, the Emerald Coast, by the way. We're actually seeing a lot of emerald green on here, but also reds and yellows indicating some stronger thunderstorms here in Okaloosa County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Wright Beach as well. So we could see some very strong winds with this and very heavy rain. Homes in Walton County still under a severe thunderstorm warning as well until 2:30 a.m. This is all right along Interstate 10, so it could be very hazardous for traveling. Storms developing now out ahead of our front in through central Georgia, moving very quickly out of the Atlanta metro area. They were not warned on, but I imagine there's some lightning with these storms. And then look here off to the west, this line of storms coming eastward and could produce some very heavy rain. Already seen reports of over 3 inches of rain with flash flooding into DeKalb and Jackson County here in Alabama. All right, guys, it's time now for a look at today's top 5 videos. And of course, in most of the videos that we're going to show you is from damage from today.
Yeah, it gives you the flavor of what could still be occurring through the nighttime hours. So keep your guard up. Have a way to get those warnings, whether it's your phone and your emergency alerts or a NOAA weather alert radio, because you don't want this to come towards you without any warning through the night.
No, you don't. So this tornado in Ashdown really doing some damage, and 1 person again killed here, 3 others injured as this tornado whipped through town.
I mean, look at that car. Where did it start from? It's thrown across a field, then pummeled with debris. Some cinder blocks here. This was probably a mobile home, and then debris just thrown through the field. I mean, that's all of someone's stuff.
And just
thrown away.
And a reminder, there's no safe place in a mobile home.
Yeah.
All right, so you need to get out. Have a place to go. All right, number 4, more images coming in from the confirmed tornado in Ashdown, Arkansas. This was, again, happened Monday morning. Watch as this driver takes a look at this destroyed home by a huge tree that fell on it. Wow. And you can see a lot of the debris just scattered about in this field.
And speaking of trees down, look at this. This is the number 3 video. We got a lot of video in from Monroe or North Monroe in Louisiana. Just fields and fields of branches down, or huge whole trees. Some of them snapped in half, halfway up. Not like that one, not just from like the base and the roots and the tree falling, but actually broken in 2.
And it looked like a healthy tree, too.
Yeah.
So, you know, that definitely tells you how strong these winds were. And let's take a look at this number 2 video. Branches covering the ground in Monroe again. I don't know if this is a business or somebody's home, but branches everywhere. And the sidewalk, really tough to walk across that sidewalk.
Yeah, and the number 1 video, I mean, imagine being outside in this with the sheets of rain and wind and debris come at you.
And you can see it. Look at that big chunk of something flying by. And, of course, that came from somewhere. So somebody's home being damaged by these strong winds. But we are going to watch this front that's producing these storms march east. And how will it affect the Northeast? Here's Mark with more.
Yeah, you know, Kim, we're not forgetting about you in the Northeast corridor. Get ready. This line of storms is going to be moving towards you. Maybe not till Wednesday, but it'll get there. Right now in Pittsburgh, the clouds have increased. Temps in the low 60s. The moisture increasing. Those winds coming up out of the south now. The high pressure moving away. Our kind of warm front or stationary front across this area still hanging back. But that will move in. And so over the next several days, look what happens. Tomorrow, or now today, since after midnight, the Ohio Valley and the Appalachian chain being impacted. By Wednesday and into Thursday, it goes through the nation's capital and up through the rest of the Northeast corridor. So significant storms even 2 days from now, we will still be falling. Very heavy rainfall possible, too, towards the Appalachian chain, the Potomac Highlands, and the Allegheny Front. Maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain. Otherwise, a widespread 1 to 2 inch rainfall. Hopefully not enough wind and rain to knock down all the leaves, which are probably pretty close to peak colors at this time of year. In a place like Pittsburgh, wind on Tuesday, stormy Wednesday, and much cooler behind the system. Kim.
And tonight we're tracking severe weather, but also keeping a close eye on Gonzalo. Now a hurricane in the Caribbean. Where's it headed?
This is Gordon. Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
You're going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
Is your weather geeky this morning?
Make AMHQ your morning show. America's morning headquarters. Weekday mornings starting live at 7 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
One more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Plug like this, on. Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
It's Chevy Truck Month, time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The tender, slow-roasted turkey, the zesty cranberry mostarda, the freshly baked flatbread, paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. A delicious meal made just for you, only at Panera Bread.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strong...
Now with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app, now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, now you get up to a $100 prepaid card when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
Get instant access to the hottest new releases with Xfinity On Demand. Seth MacFarlane and Charlize Theron star in the hilarious A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Somebody in this town is going to die. Ah! That wind! heading south so fast!
Own or rent A Million Ways to Die in the West anytime. Instantly access your favorite movies by going to Xfinity On Demand and visiting the movies section. Own or rent your favorites with Xfinity On Demand.
At 499-6188 or go online to theactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Prolific lightning-producing thunderstorms continuing through the night. Look at this picture from Clarksville, Tennessee. Steph Leaf sent this one in on Twitter, and my goodness, that lightning bolt in the distance coming out of that ominous sky, but was lighting up the whole top half of the screen because of the power of that lightning bolt. My goodness, what a shot there, that's for sure. Of course, it's not only the lightning you have to watch out for, it's also the very gusty winds. Look at this shot. Imagine traveling through central Illinois earlier today and coming up to this intersection where, you know, the poles are bent in half and there's traffic lights swinging from the top of it. That's never an easy travel day. In any case, we will unfortunately still have scenes like this through the overnight and continuing tomorrow and even Wednesday as our line of storms is moving its way towards the east. The line not looking quite as healthy now. That said, extremely heavy rain, lots of Gulf moisture at play right now. And so let's zoom in towards the I-10 corridor. Here's Crestview, here's Panama City, and in between we do have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing. Still some very gusty winds, maybe even a little bit of a hail core being indicated there in the center of the storm. Hail's not going to be the biggest threat tonight, that's for sure, but very gusty winds, very heavy rain, all possible across this area. Here's the Atlanta area. A couple of these cells now racing well north of Atlanta into the North Georgia mountains, trying to get their act together. Maybe a little bit of rotation there. Again, remember, Atlanta no longer under a tornado watch. It has been canceled, but heavy rain still there and feeling very tropical with some of these flood warnings. And Kim, there's actual tropics going on. A lot to talk about with that. Over to you.
We do. We actually have several storm systems we're going to cover here tonight. Here's a tropical update. Of course, we have the main one, and that is Gonzalo, and that is the one that is affecting our friends here in the British Virgin Islands, in Puerto Rico, and we also have Invest 91L and also Faye going away, and then Tropical Storm Anna just southeast of Hawaii. And yes, it's possible that may affect Hawaii towards the latter part of the weekend, so heads up there. But the latest advisory, this happened actually pretty quickly. Gonzalo really pretty quickly intensified to about 105-mile-per-hour hurricane. The pressure is 977 millibars. Remember, the 5 o'clock advisory, it just became a hurricane, and now we're looking at one that's close to a Cat 3. Moving northwest at 12 miles per hour, and the forecast is for more intensification. Here's the British Virgin Islands in here, and I imagine we're getting some pretty strong winds with this. Hurricane force winds extend about 25 miles out from the center, which is about right in here, but also tropical storm force winds extend out about 105 miles, and that may take us to the eastern parts of Puerto Rico over the next couple of hours, so we can expect that there. And I did not mean, let me go back, I want to show you that radar. Bear with me for a second. All right, we're going to go back and take a look at the radar because you could actually see some pretty cool features in this. One, the eye, which is right there where you don't see the green. That's the eye. But also, you could see the eye wall. That's where the strongest winds are really developing here around the center where you see the yellows and reds. And we actually had Air Force hurricane hunters out here that found winds over 100 miles per hour in that northeastern quadrant with that part of the eye wall. So really starting to come together here and going through little phases off and on, but overall, the overall trend has been an intensification trend. All right, right now, there we go. There's that buoy at 20 miles per hour. Now, San Juan, we've been seeing gusts a little bit higher than this, maybe 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, the strongest winds around the center. We will get brushed with some tropical storm force winds in Puerto Rico as this does continue to move towards the northwest. So that directly being impacted in Puerto Rico, no, we're not going to see that. Maybe some of the bands of rain coming in and some gusty winds with that as well. But in time, we're going to have to worry about Bermuda. If this trajectory holds true, we have a Cat 2 hurricane close to a Cat 3, eventually becoming a Cat 3. What's going to happen is that eastern trough that's coming through the U.S. right now will start to nudge it towards the northeast. So it starts northwesterly. If that trough wasn't there, we could possibly see something getting close to the U.S. But that trough that's bringing severe weather is going to push it off to the east, but unfortunately maybe over towards Bermuda. So keep a close eye on that. And there's that trough now. And again, that's going to help steer it away from the U.S. over the next couple of days. We continue with this tropical storm warnings. Hurricane watch discontinued in Puerto Rico, with warnings continuing in Anguilla and St. Martin and the British Virgin Islands, where we could see hurricane force winds here in that area. So Mark, very active tropics right now. Of course, we'll be with you, updating you through the evening and through the day today.
Thanks, Kim. And of course, another hour of Weather Center Live just 1 minute away. We're staying on right on through the day. Right now, it's Keith Carson and Kate Parker taking you through the next hour or so.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Overnight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, deadly severe storms on the move. A day after at least a dozen tornado reports across 8 states, those impacted begin another busy day of cleanup.
Yeah, and at least 2 people killed in the south, tens of thousands in the dark, and the threats aren't over yet.
Yeah, storms barreling into Atlanta this morning. The radar lighting up, and it doesn't stop there. Severe storms continue tomorrow, with millions more at risk from Texas to Pennsylvania, plus tropical troubles. Yep, that's Hurricane Gonzalo currently passing the U.S. Virgin Islands. Hurricane warnings in place there. Tropical storm warnings for Puerto Rico. The storm is strengthening. We're timing out this latest hurricane on Weather Center Live. And good morning to you, and welcome to this special edition of Weather Center Live. We've been going overnight for the last 2 days, around the clock, to keep you updated on the severe storms.
Just keep things rolling. By the way, this is Kate Parker.
Hi. Good morning.
I'm Keith Carson. Another busy morning of storms firing up, and cleanup still going on, of course, after yesterday's deadly storms as well.
Yeah, this is a slice of what it looks like in Arkansas today. Just one of a half-dozen states that are cleaning up after dangerous tornadoes. An EF2 tornado has been confirmed in Ashdown. That's the storm. That storm tragically killing a Marine. His wife is in intensive care. And more video from Arkansas this morning. One of the hardest hit areas of Ashdown, located in the southwest corner of the state near the Texas border. Storms damaged homes there, businesses, snapping power poles and trees, and overturned cars. So we want to get to the very latest with what's going on and what has happened so far. At least 2 deaths are contributed to these storms. A Marine died after an EF2 tornado threw him out of his home with his wife and children in Ashdown, Arkansas. A woman died as a tree fell on her home in Walker County, Alabama. And in Louisiana, Governor Bobby Jindal has declared a state of emergency. More than 60,000 people are without power in Louisiana and Alabama. Keith, what's the latest?
All right, thank you, Kate. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. We do have some tornado watches in effect until 6 o'clock Central Time. Florida, Panama City, and to the north into Columbus, Montgomery. So we've got a couple of states involved in that particular tornado watch. Some of these tornado watches have been allowed to expire, which is good news, because you take a look at the line right now, and it definitely has a lot of rain. There's no doubt about that. But as far as the severe characteristics, not as many. We're probably looking at a flash flood threat in the next hour or two in most spots. These are the severe storms we do have along this line right now, Holmes and Walton counties until 2:30 Central Times. And Freeport is one of the cities that we're watching. Then you go eastward with that same cell, Laguna Beach and Vernon, two of the spots there in this particular cell right here. And again, to the north of that, for the most part, we're just talking about rain, not to demean it, but let's track this forward here, and it'll get in around 2:05 to Red Bay, Westville 2:18, and then Youngstown coming in at 2:40 in the morning. So for most people, of course, this is going to wake them up. A lot of thunder, a lot of severe weather there. This is the flood that I was talking about. This thing looks pretty juicy at this point for DeKalb and Jackson counties. That's till 4:15. The back end of this starting to clear out a bit, but you can see the front end of it certainly has some really, really heavy rain signature with it. And during the overnight hours, that's kind of what this line has turned into. So there's Chattanooga right there, just to kind of orient yourself. Going down 59 here. Rainfall accumulation around 2 to 2.5 inches. For the most part, this isn't enough to cause big problems in this part of the country, but if it continues any further, we may see some bigger problems as far as flash flooding. All right, what about Atlanta? Right now, there is no tornado watch in effect for the metro Atlanta area because the line off to the west, again, at this point, looks largely like some heavy rainfall, maybe some gusty winds. We'll see if that juices back up in the next hour or two. All right, here's your thunderstorm timing moving through Montgomery, then coming through, here we are, 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10 through Atlanta after rush hour, and then eventually into the Carolinas. At that point, we'll be watching for kind of a redevelopment of some stronger storms. Kate?
Okay, so Keith, obviously this has been a pretty large outbreak, and it actually marks the first death from an October tornado in 5 years. As residents begin to pick up the pieces, our own Mike Seidel is in Ashdown, Arkansas with more.
A line of severe thunderstorms rolled through southwest Arkansas this morning just after 5:30 here in the rural area outside of Ashdown, Arkansas. A tornado rolled through. The National Weather Service rating this an EF2 on the Fujita scale. That puts the winds between 111 and 135 miles an hour. And for the first time in over 30 years, a tornado death here in this county. A family of 5 across the street. The mom and dad thrown from the house. The father did not survive. The mom is in critical condition tonight in the hospital. The 3 kids were trapped under the debris. They got out with bumps and bruises, discharged from the hospital this evening, and now with their grandparents, but without a dad. Behind me, you can see some of the damage as they've been cleaning up all day at this house across the street with some heavy equipment, family and friends pitching in to clean up this mess from this tornado, which came right through here this morning, pre-dawn hours. Now the air is cool, the air is stable, and the storm threat is over with here in Arkansas. Everything is moved off to the east, and the weather for the next couple of days here will be superb. No instability. It's going to be sunny, cool, dry, temperatures in the 50s overnight, and highs on Tuesday and Wednesday in the 70s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Let's take a look at what's going on right now in Philadelphia. Relatively quiet, but we'll see some showers and thunderstorms moving into the northeast as well. At that point, it's going to be probably a little bit less of a severe weather threat. Still some, but not as much as we're going to see through the rest of today. All right, let's track these storms across the northeast for you because it's going to be rain and storms in that order. That's kind of what we're looking at here. The heaviest rainfall being probably the biggest concern with these particular systems. All right, so today we've got some showers out ahead of it into parts of Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Staying clear, though, down the 95 corridor till tonight and tomorrow. Now, D.C., some severe thunderstorms a possibility. Obviously, we did paint in a severe weather threat here, but we're not thinking, again, that this is a big outbreak. Just isolated, severe, with a possibility of some straight-line winds here. Probably not talking as much about tornadoes at this point in the system. And then we progress this forward into Thursday. At that point, it's rain in through New York and Boston, so not very nice weather, probably some heavy rain, but the severe weather threat will be diminished. So tomorrow, put D.C., Virginia Beach down into Wilmington as this front is really quite slow moving, tries to move through the Carolinas here and then stalls out, and again it becomes heavier rain as it moves into the northeast on Thursday. So still some stronger storms, but it becomes a rain threat for the most part. Kate?
Well, Keith, as these storms light up the south this morning, the tropics are also busy. Hurricane Gonzalo in the Caribbean impacting the U.S. Virgin Islands right now. We are timing it out and letting you know if it's a threat to the mainland U.S. And take a look at what we have going on currently with watches and warnings. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Bay, Walton, and Washington counties. This is in the Florida Panhandle. This includes places like, this does not include Panama City Beach, but it does include Destin. And so if you're familiar with that area, south of I-10. A lot of lightning waking you up this morning as you're getting up and going. Just to the north of there along I-10, you'll see that we also have another severe thunderstorm warning as these are rolling onshore. That's for Holmes and Walton County. Here's a live look at Atlanta, where you can see things are quiet right now, but we are expecting things to change. Rain coming down hard there, going to have a big impact on your morning commute. We're right back with the very latest on this October severe outbreak.
Here at High Acres, we always say life is better on the farm. And that's because we love what we do, which is growing the best tasting fruit available. After months of nurturing, our orchards are bursting with crispy, delicious apples. And we can't wait for you to taste them. That's why we work with Walmart. They help us deliver some of the freshest apples available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
You change your style. Why not your eye color? New Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses enhance your eye color for a naturally beautiful look with consistent comfort. Find your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin. Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun with a slight chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies with scattered thunderstorms during the evening. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
This is a Pip. It's part of a Hershey's bar.
We break it.
We bite it.
We